Hi guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my league starter for 3.27. Before the new patch notes was dropped, I already planned to league start with Flameblast of Celerity Totem again. I was a little worried that it would receive the nerf hammer, but fortunately, this build survived the new patch notes. This build was my league starter in 3.26 after my supposedly league starter Ignite Elementalist got nerfed. To my surprise, it performed really well, not only throughout the campaign, but also in the endgame as well. I don't think I've ever league started with the same build, but I enjoyed this build so much, so I'm going to do it again. I leveled with Holy Flame Totem, Flame Wall, and Rolling Magma before getting Flame Blast. Flame Blast has a longer cast time compared to Flameblast of Celerity. If you feel clunky playing it, then Blazing Salvo is an option before you get Flameblast of Celerity. This build is super easy to start with because it doesn't require any specific gears. However, Armor ES gears are highly recommended, especially when leveling. Armor for some tankiness and Energy Shield because we'll be spending Energy Shield before mana for skill mana cost. I was kinda sick of using Might over Matter as defense, so I used Block in this build and the result was really good. Flame Blast damage is not instant, so having Block really helped a lot. I spent around 18 divines for my endgame gears and I was satisfied with the outcome. I was able to do a lot of endgame contents, including Pinnacle bosses, invitations, and tier 17 maps. Clear speed was good once I got my cast speed up, and single target was never an issue. I felt safe mapping and bossing, but obviously this build wasn't a tank, so manually dodging was still needed. My early game gears are very basic. For weapon, of course focus on spell damage, fire damage, and cast speed. In this case, getting cast speed is very important so that Flameblast of Celerity can reach max stage faster. You can also get cast speed from your jewelry. As for your shield, look for one with high block chance, preferably above 40%. Combined with Tempest Shield, leveling should be much easier. Other gears are just life and resistances. Be sure to get some ES from your gears, because we're using Eldritch Battery, so we can spend ES before mana for skill mana cost. Flasks are very flexible, just equip whatever flask you need. If you're dying to Chaos monsters, Amethyst Flask is a good choice. If you want to be more tanky, then Granite Flask. It's usually hard to get good gears on the first few days, so I usually just do some slight upgrades from my mid-game gears. For example, getting Eldritch Implicits and crafting damage resistance mods. Luckily, Flame Blast has good damage, so you can slowly farm your way to endgame gears. In my opinion, Profane Wand is the best weapon. It gives you a lot of cast speed if you craft it well, or you can just buy one, but obviously it will be more expensive. Getting a wand like this is ideal but not necessary. My endgame weapon was a 40C scepter. Didn't even upgrade it because my damage was enough for the contents I was doing. The most expensive item I bought was this shield, which cost 3 divines. The most important stats are 45% block, +1 totem, and high life. Getting mana reservation efficiency on helmets is very important, because this build uses 4 auras that reserve mana. Last league, I recommended stacking gem quality for more damage, but in the end, I felt like Soul Mantle with Self-Flagellation Jewel still outshined Diala's Malefaction, so I switched to it instead. Soul Mantle has the downside of inflicting players with curses, which can be mitigated by using Kikazaru and Soul of Yugo. Kikazaru gives a lot of life regen, which is great for sustaining Righteous Fire. We can also get life regen from our gloves and boots. Leadership's Prize is the only league exclusive item here. Not necessary, but it gives you a huge damage boost once you match your 2 highest attributes. I usually play my first character for more than 2 weeks, so getting this amulet is not a problem. Otherwise, just ignore this amulet and use a rare one. With Rumi's concoction, I could get up to 70% block and spell block. Of course, they are not permanent, but they are still useful in tough situations. These are the support gems I used for Flameblast of Celerity. Multiple totem allows me to summon up to 6 totems. I didn't use concentrated effect, but it is a great option for bossing. Level 4 Empower and Enhance are great, but they are expensive and not necessary. My Empower and Enhance were both level 3, but my damage was enough. I have 2 offensive auras, Zealotry for more crit and spell damage, and Summon Skitterbots to shock enemies. These 4 auras reserve all our mana, so Vitality has to be linked to Arrogant support to reserve life. It is possible to run Righteous Fire without Vitality, so if you prefer having more life, then you can drop this aura. Righteous Fire gives a huge damage boost, but we don't use it before equipping Purity of Fire. We use Whispers of Doom so we can cast both Assassin's Mark and Flammability at the same time. I have my tree at different points so you can follow if you have no idea where to allocate your passive points while leveling. I got all damage and life notes I could get. Some block and mana notes. If you feel like your totems die a lot, you can take these notes instead. They give your totems more life and elemental resistances. I got a Militant Fate here. Effect of non-damaging ailments mod is essential to max out the effect of Scorch, Brittle, and Sap obtained from Leadership's price, especially on tougher bosses. Eldritch Battery so we can spend Energy Shield for skill mana cost. A medium cluster jewel. Before getting Amulet annoyed, we can spec into Whispers of Doom to apply 2 curses at the same time. We'll have Bloodline classes, which are secondary ascendancy classes that can be unlocked on a character-by-character basis through defeating specific endgame bosses. I don't know what options we have yet, but I will try to update it on the description below if I change my ascendancy points. Alright, I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will try to reply as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video and see you next time.